Welcome to Impact Stories, Weber.
Impact Stories.
Stories, yes.
It's a great name.
It's a great
I like that.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, first I want to ask about your journey. Complete journey, not missing ups and down, everything.
Okay.
From scratch till today.
Just like that?
Yeah. Yeah, you can, yeah.
Dive in?
Yeah, dive into it. Yeah.
Well, I'm turning 46, or I am 46. That's a lot of years. So just go into the whole thing.
Yeah, but still,
I could be
a
here for a
summary,
month.
right? Yeah.
A summary of this. I don't even know where to summarize my journey. I can tell you I was born in New York. I lived in New York for cumulatively 30 years. I moved to Ohio. I moved to Ohio to go to Ohio State University. Then I went back to New York. Then I moved to Los Angeles. And then I came to India 12 years ago. The first few years of coming to India, I went back and forth to the States every second week, every third week, every fourth week. And then eventually just stayed here. And now I go once a year, twice a year to the States.
And what about the musical journey?
Musical journey has been a part of every single place that I've been and everywhere that I will go. It is a part of my life. It started in New York, rock and roll. Then it went into jam bands and improv music. Then it went to Ohio as jam bands. Then it went back to New York as punk and rock. And then it went to Los Angeles as rock and roll. And then to India as a solo artist and recording here with great musicians. And it's a mix of rock and pop.
So this thing we were talking before this also, that sometimes I've seen the people who are in relationships, right? Two couples, they're very insecure about the other one's success. Like I was talking to you. So there's no doubt about it. The Sunny is more popular.
Yeah.
Right? Then is it? Yeah. She's very popular. Yeah. So
is it my moment?
No,
my moment yet?
So how you manage to be like the cheerleader always, cheer guy who...
I think of, as we discussed, so I think of, first off, it's myself and it's my wife, Karanjit, and together there's a brand that's Sunny Leone. She established that brand in 2000, and from there, when we met in 2008, I just sort of extended the brand and said, okay, there's a lot of great things we can do with it. And so we look at it as like, maybe it sounds like a schizophrenic
I asked because I've seen couples who are very insecure.
Yeah, so we'll get to that in a minute because I'll address that why I think, but I'm not a psychologist, so I can't be certain, but why I think there's insecurity, I will love to discuss that. So the brand Sunny is sort of like this, I guess you can say, alter personality, some schizophrenic. Maybe if people would look at us or talk to us, they'd be like, that's weird. They talk about Sunny Leone and like a third person, but it's really her, but it's not. It's a created persona by her and Bob Guccione, like I said, in 2000. And together they came up with it. And she has built amazing brands and her own brand with that name. Then when I came into the picture in 2008, we started dating. I just saw it as saying, you know what, this is a very interesting brand. Let's do a million other things with it. So you say it as like a cheerleader. I think of it as that we're in a business together and we are building a brand of Sunny Leone, and all of our businesses and our entities, whether it's our cosmetic company, our fragrance company, clothing, energy bars, everything that we do together, we revolve it around leveraging her brand that we built and now a restaurant. And we sort of continue with that instead of just randomly saying, no, let's just change a new name. So is it cheerleading? No, I look at it as brand building. Now, of course, I am her biggest cheerleader in life as her husband to Karanjit. Yes, I'll always be her biggest cheerleader. Whatever she wants to do or pursue, I'll be her biggest supporter.
So
she would be.
And how you see Indian cinema also, like how you compare West cinema, Hollywood and Bollywood?
Oh, Hollywood and Bollywood and beyond. I would say that...
Because you have seen both, right?
I've seen both. What is the correct term to use? So for Hollywood, I would say very, very structured, more organized in the studio, distribution, and artists, the way it's all formulated and put together until the release. I think all that is a little more structured. Here, I think that what people don't realize is the amount of content that is produced in Bollywood is like beyond their imagination, and also regional, which people don't even take into consideration. How many different regions, how many different languages? Because Sunny is shooting in all languages. She's shooting in Tamil and Telugu and Kannada, and there's just so much, you know, with Malayalam, there's so much stuff going on with her that, and she's one person, and then you have a million artists shooting in a million different places and all these different languages and regions, and it's all being distributed and whatever, packaged all different ways. So I think that because there's so much of that going on, it makes it a little chaotic from an outsider standpoint. And when I came here, it was very chaotic, probably for the first, I would say, 3 or 4 years. Now I feel like I've dealt with sort of everything at least once, maybe, knock on wood. And so I'm kind of well-versed. But from definitely outside perspective, chaotic, but somehow functioning. But because there's so many different industries going on, I think like Hollywood, if everything was packaged into one central, I don't know, even one central, let's say studio lot or a few major studios, and they handled all the regional languages, maybe more centralized, like a centralized government. It feels like there's like 20 governments going on, local government doing their own thing instead of a central government. That's kind of what it feels like. Or Hollywood is like one central government. Everything is
structured.
Studio, produced, cast, everything distributed. Everything is through this one portal.
Why do you think we were also talking about this thing also? Why do you think Bollywood people are very insecure in their own shell?
I think that this is artists in general. I don't think it's only Bollywood. I think it's, Bollywood can constitute musicians as well. But I think it's cinema. I think it's musicians. I think it's serial actors. I think it's everyone. Musicians, because I'm a musician, are insecure that maybe they won't be relevant in time. Maybe their music's not good. Maybe they're not popular. Maybe audience will like them. I think artists face something similar, which is their own insecurity, I believe, comes from, is the phone going to stop ringing one day? Will I not be wanted? Will I not be cool? Will I not be hip? Will people just see me and be like, you know what, I'm not interested in them anymore? Or, you know what, they're so last year, blah, 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 they're not cool. I think that's an insecurity. Like, they don't want to lose that momentum, that power, that whatever they have that they're holding on to. And I think that, again, I'm not in cinema and I'm not on camera, so I'm not the right person to ask. I think you should ask someone who you think is insecure.
I already asked. That's what I'm asking.
I think that I'd like to know what their answer is. But I feel like if they maybe took a breath and said that if you work hard and you hustle and you continue to create, you can be relevant forever. There are many people that take Anil Kapoor. To me, he's a great example. You can be relevant for as long as you want to be if you continually hustle. It's not about everything doing good, the box office. It's not about, is my next movie, passing 200 crores. It's okay. Movies do good, movies do bad. Majority do bad. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Yeah. I mean, the movie business is like a well. Most of the time you throw the coin down, it never comes back up. So like, that's the real deal. 90% of movies don't actually make profit. So I think the insecurity comes from that is a big thing. And that's about, am I a hit at the box office? Am I big enough? Am I relevant? Am I, that's
and do you think in India people don't respect that I'm an artist first, or that they chase more for fame rather than thinking that I'm an artist first? That if the same thing I was asking, you said one thing very beautiful, that artists are more secure and more happy in my space. But people when come here, when they know that I'm a good singer, still they chase for Bollywood also. They try to be an actor also. They try multiple professions before thinking.
So do you think that they do that though because they inherently want to be in other fields, or you think they're doing it because...
If you will ask me, I must say that they think that if let's say example, they see Shah Rukh Khan. I said, now I'm a singer, I'm an established singer. Now I should do something else, that I reach more to that level. I don't know why they do this thing, because being a singer is also beautiful.
You're correct. There's amazing singers here.
So, but I've seen this thing also.
Yeah, I've seen many people here. All of a sudden, I saw it actually just recently, an actress who is now singing, and you know what? I don't.
Because in the West,
Yeah.
singers are more popular. These are more popular than biggest.
Listen, singers are singers, and actors are actors, and actors are actresses. It's sort of, it is what it is. You don't all of a sudden overnight be like, I'm going to be singing today, and now I'm going to go. That's very rare. In the West, I think that's really rare to see people cross over industries like that. I'm sure there are some, but, you know, I mean, look, Miley Cyrus is a great example. She had a TV show.
Yeah.
She's also an amazing singer, so she's a great example.
So what do you think, why they
Because I think here, they see that as, like you said, maybe the fame is bigger. Let me just go with that. And it's not inherently their skill, which then causes a bigger problem with the audience. The audience is like, oh, like, you know, shouldn't have done that. You know, should have stayed where you're comfortable. Funny thing with Sunny is that she always actually gets asked to sing a couple lines in songs that she's either performing or whatnot. And she always says, I don't sing. Don't ask me to sing. I have a terrible voice. No one wants to hear me sing. I don't even sing in the shower. And she's very vocal about that.
But
because
people,
they just think like, oh no, we'll get her to sing. And then it'll open up this other avenue. And she's like, no.
This is what I was about to say, People try to convince you that you can do better in this thing.
Yeah.
And one more interesting question is that why surrogacy when you can have your own?
So when, let's see, we decided on surrogacy. Actually, we decided on adoption first.
Adoption first, you told.
Adoption we thought about, and actually I didn't think about this, so I don't want to take credit for this at all. We were visiting St. Catherine's, which is a home. They take care of 300 children that is here in Mumbai. And we were visiting for the holidays, and we were giving some kids for Christmas and the holidays some gifts and whatnot. There's 300 kids there. They're split up in 100, 100, 100 in these 3 different wards. And they were doing an amazing job. And then we left there and we said, wow, it'd be amazing to adopt a child. We didn't know at that time that you can't like choose an orphanage and just adopt a child from there. It doesn't work like that in India.
Really?
You have to go through the central ministry.
Which I was not.
And you have to go through Kara and you get put on a list. It's totally digitized. It takes a year and a half, 2 years. You're put on a wait list. We were like number 5,000 on the wait list. And after about a year and a half or a little over a year and a half, they said, hey, we matched you with a daughter. She's in Latur. You have 14 days to go meet her. The system is as such. They do home checks. They do all kinds of crazy paperwork. Plus for us, we had to get the State Department in the U.S. to approve it. They had to approve it through the Indian government. So like everything together, there's a lot of moving parts. There's like files like this thick of paperwork. Everything is a process. There is no going around the process. There's no paying your way to get to the front of the line. In a country like India where you feel like, oh, a couple rupees, I can maybe get this. It is the one thing that I found so beautiful, that you cannot pay your way to get to the front of the line to adopt a child.
Really?
It is not done. It is not even possible here, because there are so many checks and balances that if you would attempt to do it from one side, 2 other sides would come to know. And you would probably either be removed from the list. And so it's for the protection of the child. And I love that they do that here. And I knew everyone at Kara, and I knew everyone in the ministry, and I knew everyone for, you know, child welfare. And I met everyone along the way during that year and a half journey. And all of them said, just trust the process, because it's for the benefit of the child. And through the journey, and now helping other people who are interested in adopting, I tell them the same thing. Just trust the process. And I know to wait here in India a year and a half for anything feels like a long time. It's the greatest thing ever. It's amazing.
So what was your feeling when you first saw your child? When you said you went to the adoption?
Yes. So when we got an email from Kara, and they said that we matched you with a child. Her name is Nisha, and you can go meet her in Latur. So I was in the States, and I was there for the transfer for surrogacy. So I called Sunny and I said, okay, whoa, they just matched us with a child. Should I even be going through with this, you know, surrogacy transfer? And she was like, yeah, I don't know. This is God's way of, okay, you know, that maybe it's all happening at once. And then we end up having twins through surrogacy. So that news of getting Nisha and the surrogate becoming pregnant all was on the same day.
And really?
Yeah.
Beautiful.
All 3 children. So we got Nisha 9 months before, because the surrogate gets pregnant, and then obviously 9 months later.
Okay.
But the news was all on the same day that we were having 3 children.
Beautiful.
That's how God works.
That's God's plan.
We were working for over a year with surrogates to try to get a surrogate pregnant with the embryos, eggs, and it wasn't working. And we were on the wait list for a year and a half for adoption. So there was no way to know that this would happen. So when I landed in LA, Sunny was shooting Splitsvilla up in Jim Corbett. And I called her. I said, you have to get to Lato right now. She chartered a plane. She went to Lato. She went to go meet Nisha first. And she called me from there. And she was like, you have to meet our baby. And she video called. And then, it was like crazy. Yeah, it was amazing.
Emotion.
Yeah, and then 14 days later, we went there and picked her up after more paperwork and all this kind of checks and all this stuff. And at the time, she was so busy with work, and she was like, I don't really want to be pregnant right now. I love the life that we live.
Yeah.
And
makes sense, yeah.
And that was it. It was that simple. And so I said, listen, it's your body. You choose, of course. You do what you want. So she said, let's explore surrogacy.
Best part that you respect all the decisions.
Yeah, listen, of course. What am I going to say? Well, you should get pregnant? Not for me to say.
Sometime India is like this, yeah.
Anywhere in the world.
That's why I'm again asking you the same question about your fatherhood also. How you managed to treat all your 3 children with the same love and affection.
They are all individually so different.
Yeah.
They are all such amazing personalities. Yeah. They are all like the light of my life. So I don't think of it like, is there like favoritism or because Nisha's adopted or because the other 2 are from surrogates? Listen, none of them are from us. Nisha is adopted. The other 2 are born from a surrogate. Yes, they are our DNA.
Yeah, DNA.
But she is just as much ours. She was 21 months old. She's 8 years old now. So, they're us, and that's it. And I also think that Nisha was like a true gift from God, really, like remarkable. All my children are a gift, but she was a true gift. Amazing. Like, Nisha used to say, people would always say to us, people would always say to Sunny and I, or Karen, I call her Karen, so Karen and I, they would say, it's such a gift that you adopted this little girl. And we would always correct them and say, no, you have it totally backwards. It's actually a gift. This little girl came into our life. Like, it really is. Every day since then has been remarkable, a blessing to have her in my life. So people think of it in a very weird, like you've saved some little girl. It's not like that. It's totally the opposite, actually.
On this note, I want to ask about your take on relationship.
Okay. I don't know if I'm the best for relationship.
No, because you have given so many answers because you love respect and the doesn't know the part.
What relationship advice or question do you have specifically?
No specific question. I just want to take your take on relationship. A healthy
in general,
healthy love story here.
What I know as far as how long that me and Karen have been together, I would say that the one thing I think is what has made us last is compromise and communication.
Communication.
Yes, and compromise.
You sum up to these 2 things.
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think that way there's no animosity and there's no, anger about something because we come to compromises on everything for what the better outcome or decision is. Of course, everything I think is going to be better, everything she thinks is going to be better. So we have to find a middle road.
So it's been long now you're in India.
Yeah.
What are the things you like about India and what are the things you hate about India?
Okay. What I like about India, I love the people. I love the business here. I love the hustle here. I like food anywhere, so I can't say it's just food here. I like food everywhere in the world. I think it's people. I think it's just a vibe. There's something magnetic about India. Whenever I leave, I want to come back right away. So I've been here 12 years now. The things I don't like about India is I think that there's nothing that like pops out that I don't like here, there, anywhere is no different. I feel like India faces very similar problems that the West does at certain times. I mean, in Mumbai, there's a lot of things I would change in terms of infrastructure, but that's life, whatever.
Infrastructure you can't change.
Yeah, well, no, you can, but I don't know. Every other city managed to change. I get to Delhi. You're from Noida, right?
I don't know you.
So I get there. And
I was surprised.
And Yeah, I don't love it there because I find that traffic annoying for some reason. And even though you find this traffic annoying, but the roads are so amazing where you're from.
Yeah.
And everywhere I go, whether it's in Chandigarh, what's very funny is like, I know that Bangalore and Hyderabad, they're going to have amazing roads. I get it.
Yeah.
But now I get to like the interiors of India and they have amazing roads too. And now that's a little frustrating to me because I'm like, there is so much money in Mumbai, in Maharashtra, so much money.
Yeah, I know.
And we all pay so much tax. The BMC has so much money. And yet the infrastructure here is actually now become the worst in all of India. And I wouldn't have said that 5 years ago or 6 years ago, but now that I really have gone to like interior places, I'm like, how are the roads better here?
Yeah.
I'm like 8 hours from the nearest city and the roads are still better. So that's a little frustrating.
We change at every stage of our life. We keep on getting mature.
Yeah.
Right. What is exactly maturity for you?
Not getting worked up and hyper about situations that I can't control, which used to give me like crazy anxiety. I think I've been through so many crazy situations now at my age that mostly in India that I feel like I deal with everything much better now. I'm much calmer, cooler. I sleep great. I wake up in the morning. If I have 5,000 things to do, it doesn't stress me out. It actually gets me excited and motivated. The more to do, the better. I like that. So I think that comes with age and maturity.
How come you never fall into the race of, like in India, that everybody would want to be a star? You must have got a lot of offers like you.
I've gotten offers, and actually funny is that I was in 1 or 2 movies, just as like cameos, funny parts that I was asked to do. And number one, I don't like being on camera. I have to be on camera for my own music video, which I appreciate and I like because it's the music and I wrote it, so I should do it. But when I'm on other people's productions, I have severe OCD with looking how things are managed. And then I look at everything and I go, this is so unmanaged, mismanaged, time wasted, money wasted. And then I start dissecting everything that's wrong on productions. And then I go, I can't be here. This is not for me to be here. And so I do say, and I do say this with a fully aware of this and how people are as actors and actresses. I really give full credit, not only to my wife, to anybody that can be 12, 14 hours on a set every single day and be cool and calm and collective, because that would make me crazy. So I give full credit to people that can do that. I think it is not easy.
And what finds you about this thing, that what do you find structured in the West cinema or Hollywood? What do you find that this is structured part which is missing in India?
In terms of films?
In terms of everything, can be music, can be films.
I think coordination. Coordination is a lacking issue. I think is lacking here. It seems to be an issue. For instance, like Sunny's shooting some songs tomorrow. We're like coordinating everything last minute with productions. Timing still aren't set. For production, which is like wild to me, because like in Hollywood, they'll know like a month in advance what the set time is, where the location is the set complete? Like I've been on set before where I've gotten there and there's like 5 minutes from rolling and they're still building the last part of the set. And I'm like, this is amazing. I mean, somehow it works. They'll just cheat the camera that time while someone's still hammering on the right. Like, it's amazing. I've seen amazing.
So, and I also want to know about your love story also, how it started, how you guys met and everything.
My love story is very different than her love story. Yeah, because I claim that it was love at first sight for me, but she does not claim the same.
Okay.
So we have two very different stories. I met her in Las Vegas. I was touring with my music band, Spiders. We were playing at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas, and she was there for an award show on the same weekend. One of my band members at the time introduced me to her. We were at some club event in the evening, and I was like totally starstruck and awestruck and like, wow, like she's beautiful. And I was like, hi, my name is Daniel. And she was like, okay, hi. And she really had no interest. And she was at the event with someone else, one of her girlfriends. And then I didn't ask for her number because I was too shy. I hardly spoke. I think she told me like, wow, you don't really speak much, because I was like just totally like kind of like thrown off the game. I had no game at all. And I was just like, wow. And then I saw her the next day at the award show. And from afar, I was like looking at her. And then from someone else's assistant or manager, I got her phone number and her email address, but I didn't call her. I sent her an email and I said, hey, I'm living in New York. I just want to know if you're ever in New York, do you want to come out to dinner or something? Oh, actually, sorry, I back up. Before that, I had a concert in Los Angeles. She was living in Orange County, south of Los Angeles. I invited her to the concert, but she didn't show up.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, maybe she's not interested. I thought like, listen, I'm in a rock and roll band, and who would want to come see, you know? But she didn't come see, and I was like, wow, maybe I'm not that cool. So I was like, okay. That was like, so you talk about like insecurities. I was like, wow, that's like, okay. That was like a, punch in the gut. So she didn't show up. So I think I emailed and I was like, oh, okay, maybe, if you're ever in New York. So I was in New York, and then she emailed back saying that she was coming there for a book tour. And then she was going to be on the Howard Stern show. And so she said she'll let me know or something. So I had rehearsal that night before another concert. And she, I sent her my phone number, and then she messaged me or something and said, hey, if after rehearsal something, if you want to go get a drink somewhere, go get dinner. So we made plans to go. We went to an Italian restaurant in Midtown in the city, and we didn't even open the menus. We sat and we spoke for 3 hours, and we just talked, and that was life. And it was.
And he proposed right away?
No, not like that, but we were. She was in love then. I was already in love before. But,
now when I'll meet her, I'll ask her side of the story.
Her side will be
maybe you're lying.
The opposite. No, this will be right. She'll say it, like that she was not even interested at first, and that she blew me off.
So, in every relationship, there's tough time, ups and downs, right?
Yeah.
How you managed to, managed to like...
It's been a lot of ups and downs. Getting advice from other people is very important. During the pandemic, it was very stressful for everybody. We had 3 young kids at home. We were in Los Angeles for like 8 months or something in our house. And her and I were, arguing over every little thing. Everyone was stressed out. Nobody was working. Businesses were closed. Shooting had stopped, everything. And like most people, they were just stressed. There was so much going on in the world. And then I went outside my house, and my neighbor said to me, how's everything going? I said, it's not going great. We're fighting a lot. And he goes, did any of you call the police yet? I said, no. He goes, and neither of you killed each other yet, so you're doing better than 90%. I was like, oh, okay. So I think if you put everything in perspective sometimes and get an outside opinion, that's how you deal with stuff. So going through hard times, so it was good to take a step back, listen to what other people have to say. Other people have been through similar, if not same, and maybe they have some good advice for you. And now at my age, I'm the one that gives this advice. I give, weird advice to people. I'm like that guy. I'm like, hey, why don't you think about, and then I feel old, but it's okay.
Like people, when talk about acting, right? So you have to give a proper heart and soul to understand the craft. What about the music? How deep you have to go to understand it?
I think the music is, I tell people advice. I tell this all the time to people that are looking to get into music, are in music, or are on the fence. Play music because you love it. The business of music is like caging air. There's no worth to it anymore. Touring is the only worth. People don't buy albums like they used to.
Right.
They can listen to music anymore. So it's like caging air, if that analogy makes sense. So I tell people, play because you love it. Play because you inherently just love to play music and love music, and it's a passion for you, and it's just in you. And if something else comes of it, then God bless. If something doesn't, it's okay. Do it because you love it. Don't do it only because you want to be famous or money or this. Play music because you love it.
Do you
be authentic?
Yeah. Do you believe in God or energy? Do you believe?
Do I believe in
God or energies? Some people say
I believe in God.
Okay. What are the moments in your life where you felt like this is my deepest time, and I've seen that there's support, there's some energy still there? I've heard crazy stories from other people also.
I would say when my father was sick before he died 3 years ago. You know, what my entire family was going through. He was like the rock of my family. And there was just such an uproot and disruption. I think that all of us just looked to God and basically needed guidance. And I think that was a time where I believe, look, he was sick. I knew he was going to die. But what can happen to a family during that time? I've seen families totally break apart and go off the deep end. And I've seen families come together and pray. So for us, I think that was a moment that we all said, you know, God really looked after us and made us come closer together as a family, which was nice. And anytime my child is unwell or something, of course, I always pray like everyone else.
And these days, I've heard this word often. A lot of people talk about manifesting. Do you believe in this thing? People said manifest and you'll get everything in your life. Manifest and you work towards that and you manifest and you get it.
No, I don't use that word at all. I use it totally. You know what word I use? I use hustle and you'll get to where you need to be in life. Keep hustling. Nothing should be handed to you. Hustle for it so that you appreciate it. That's what I say. I don't manifest anything. I don't even know what the fuck that means, actually. What? Think of it and you'll get it? Is that a thing? I've thought of a lot of shit. I've never gotten it. I work for what I have and I work towards what I want.
Then you don't believe in destiny also?
I believe that anybody can have create their own path. I don't think it's predetermined.
And if I
listen, of course, if you're born into the royal family, Birmingham Palace, then okay.
You're not making sure
maybe that destiny is a little different, but for the rest of the world that isn't heir to the throne, then you work towards what you want and you make your own journey in life. I've seen people with nothing rise up to be huge. I've seen people that have everything lose it all and fall down as fast as anything. So
think this way, that there's a moment in life and you have to give advice to your kids, right?
Yeah.
But they have some vision that they want to reach at this level. What Weber will give you a heartful advice that, this is the roadmap to this journey, and you have to. Yeah.
The advice is this: there is no roadmap to the journey. Work hard, hustle. There's no single roadmap. There's 1,000 ways to get to any single place.
Beautiful.
And you're gonna fall 1,000 times along the way. It's okay. And as long as I'm alive, I will help as much as I can. As long as your mother's alive, she'll help as much as she can. The rest is on you.
What is your biggest fear?
Flying when I'm not with my family on a plane and the plane crashing.
This is your fear?
Yeah, that's my biggest one. I hate turbulence. So I was just on a flight back from New York, but we were all together and there was a lot of turbulence and they're all like sleeping and playing on their iPads and everybody's totally fine and I'm freaking out. But I'm calmer that they're all next to me and whatever is going to happen is going to happen. If I'm alone and there's turbulence, I basically scream on the airplane and freak everybody out and yell that we're crashing and really get everybody all
like that. No,
and because my fear is that I'm not with my children and my wife and that, God forbid, I won't get to see them. That's my biggest fear. Is that not what you expected?
I have not talked about your OCD also.
I have OCD with a lot of things. Other people's productions, I have OCD. I have OCD about emails. I need to have a clean email box because I get hundreds of emails a day and I need to get it to zero. That's my thing. Yeah. So it won't keep me up at night, but it'll give me anxiety when I land from a long flight. Then I have to open my phone or my laptop and I'll have 2 days worth of emails in there and with what just happened, let's say from New York to India or vice versa. And that I have complete OCD that I have to read every email, go through every email, check everything and just respond. Responding for me is a big thing. And when people and I don't like when people don't have their blue check mark on. And that annoys the shit out of me.
Really?
Beyond. And because I like instant responses, because I give instant responses. So the fact that I don't know or are they ignoring me irritates the shit out of me. So note is, for anyone, people that work for me, I usually actually tell them that. I go, can you please put your blue check mark on because it's really annoying.
You tell them.
Listen, they work for my company. It's okay. I don't ask so much. I I just like to know if you read my message or are ignoring me, or you didn't read my message. Fair, right?
You were talking about, I think, Keanu Reeves. When we were Keanu Reeves. You're talking about some few things. I don't know what story you were talking about. That was...
Yeah. So Keanu Reeves was asked, we were talking about being able to sort of do what you want in life and not worry about what other people think of you. So he was asked to present an award to Whoopi Goldberg, and he said that Whoopi is not a good human being, and I don't want to present an award to her. And everyone was like, what? And he said, but she's not a good human being. So I love that about someone like Keanu, or like Johnny Depp, for instance. He, comes out and says, I don't need Hollywood. If they want to work with me, they'll work with me. If they don't want to work with me, it's okay. I can do what I want to do in my life. I can, I have productions that want to work with me that are outside of Hollywood. He has a music career. He's someone who actually has both right now. He has music and he plays in the Hollywood Vampires, and he also has movies. So I like that when someone is fearless in terms of they understand their worth, they understand their value, and they understand that they should speak how they feel and the truth. And if it upsets somebody for hearing that, it doesn't affect them. I love that about people.
What do you think why a lot of people these days, we can talk about anywhere, in the West, in India, how their happiness index is going smaller day by day? Why people are not happier these days?
Are they? I don't know. I don't follow the happiness index.
You meet them, they look very happy from outside, but when you get to know...
That's because, listen, once the world created social media, and then social media created filters, and filters created, and then we went to emojis, the perception is not what it is. I mean, it's anything, it's my fucking happy emoji with a filter that I look amazing. Meanwhile, I'm at home and I'm tired and I'm depressed and I'm sad. But yet I put a happy, I don't know, people create this whole fictitious world. So, this is like the dating thing, if you're on a dating app and then you get there and you're like, whoa, that's not what you look like in your profile picture. It's the same shit. Like everybody's living this alter personality and alter ego. Who even knows what's going on anymore? Maybe that's why the happiness index is down, because everybody's living in this other pseudo, world, and it's not really them.
The same thing if your kids will grow. They'll fall into the same thing. Like they will, how you manage...
Choose how you use it. Choose how you use it and how you allow it to use you in your life, and how you allow it to dictate. People are so obsessed. Like social media for us is part of a business. We use it as a tool, a branding tool, monetization tool, exposure. We use it for, our needs. And if something is not working for us, we either try to fix it or we don't need it anymore. This is not worth it for us. As long as we can make money off it, or we can use it as a sales tool or a marketing tool, then it has value for us. So I think Ed Sheeran actually once did a interview about this. He said that he felt bad for people that take selfies all day and only post selfies on their feeds, because those are the loneliest people. And he said, if you look at my feed, I use it for music and marketing and businesses and products, whatever it is that he is involved in, that's what he uses it. And I took that and I said, that's a really interesting thing. And I tried to kind of gear towards. In my stories, I'll take selfies, but on my feed, I actually try to push things that I'm working on, things that inspire me, things that are interesting, things that I want to market, things I want to monetize, sell, push, invest, whatever it is. That's what my feed has become. Collaborations that I've done. When he said that like the person that only is posting selfies on their feed, it made me think like, that is like he said it's a cry for help. So maybe that's why the happiness index is so fucked up, right?
Beautiful.
But I don't know, you have to ask him. I thought it was very interesting when he said it, because it made a lot of sense.
So in India, you must have seen a lot of household work who do in the house, right? Yeah. The maid and everything. So people have these, in India, most of the people are very rude towards...
No way, those are my staff is like my family. I can't even live without.
But you must have visited.
I don't know what other people do, but I will tell you because my wife was just laughing. My cook, her name is Nikita. She's amazing. And I have a very, I eat the same stuff every day, 5 meals a day. It's almost the same meals, slight variation. I've eaten the same thing for 10 years. And she had a death in her family, and she went to somewhere up north, and she was there for 10 days. And when she came in the house, I gave her a hug, and my wife was laughing. And I was like, I missed you so much. And I was like, please don't leave me. And she was laughing also. They are actually the pillar of our life to be able to allow us to do everything else that we do. Without them, we're doing all of that stuff that they do. What they do is actually the most important. I say this all the time.
But still people, I don't know, wherever people feel powerful, they try to like push the weaker one.
I don't know. Yeah. To me, my cook and we have one nanny that helps us with our kids when we're out working, and the people who help and clean, and whether it's our drivers or everyone. I have someone that helps with my dog when I'm away. They hold the power to me because they are actually the most amazing people. They allow me to be able to go to work, to be able to come here, stress-free, mind clear, and focus on what I want. When I had to cook for the 10 days, me and Sunny were cooking for the 10 days, I only complain in the kitchen. I burn everything. My kids are complaining that I'm a terrible cook. So Nikita holds all the power. So it's the opposite in my house.
So are you an emotional person or like a tough guy?
No, I'm emotional.
Emotional.
Yeah, I'm not tough at all. Yeah. Actually, it's funny. This producer that I used to make music with, Ken Wallace, in New York, he used to always say that, you're not really as tough as you look, right? I know. He says, people have you pinned all wrong. You're just actually really...
You're an emotional guy. That's why I'm going to ask you this question. What do you think a good person should be? How a good person should be? That this is my definition of being a good human being.
Be grateful and be humble. Because the next day, everything can be taken away from you in 1 second. So be grateful, be humble, and always be hungry and want more.
Beautiful.
That's what I think. But again, I'm not,
Do you practice gratitude also?
I mean, I'm grateful for everything that I have. But when you mean practice gratitude, I say thank you.
A lot of people, they say practice gratitude.
No, I just say, please, thank you, and you're welcome to every person that I interact with. That to me is just being polite. But practicing gratitude, like what? Do I get on my knees and say, thank you, Lord, for giving me this? No, I'm not like that.
Let's hear some music then.
All right, let's do it.
It's time.
Cool. I don't know what time it is. All right, so I'm going to play Memories, which is my latest video. Video is directed by James Thomas. Amazing Hollywood. He works on all of Amazon's newest content. Phenomenal guy. He's directed my last few videos, actually. He did Sorry, he did Lose Somebody. Great person. Song was recorded at Island City Studios, which is in Carr here, by JJ, which is an amazing producer as well, and has a lot of great musicians on it. Jigger Shaw's on drums and Brent Toro on piano. So great bunch of cats.
Let's go for it.
Said some things in a moment of time, heading down the road, no one returns. Glasses shatter, the pain it hurts. Can we pick up the pieces and get us on track? Take a deep breath and just sit back. Can we relax? Think we'll get through this tonight if we try. Memories, did we build this to last? We got memories. Can we fix the shattered glass? Take a deep breath, clear your head. When the dust it settles, come back to bed. Got a whole night to get this right. Memories. How long will it take to get this right? Can't escape the words. Started this fight when we were younger. Rolled off our sleeves, now it hurts so much, cut so deep. Things I said, things I did, the mess I made when I kissed the lips. Are up all night talking in your sleep. I can't kill the demons in your dreams. It's in your dreams. Memories, did we build this to last? We got memories. Can we fix the shattered glass? Take a deep breath and clear your head. When the dust it settles, come back to bed. Got a whole night to get this right. Memories.
Beautiful.
Holding out, but living a lie. Might be colder now, but the pain's inside. All these things to say will set you free. Words don't lie. Ones that love you should never lie. There's no peace inside, let it die. Ones that hurt you will never lie. There's no peace inside, don't let our memories die. Memories, build this to last. Memories, can you fix this glass? Whole night to get this right. We got memories. Take a deep breath and clear your head. When the dust settles, come back to bed. Got a whole night to get this right. Memories. Memories. Do we build this to last? We got memories.
Beautiful.
Can we fix the shattered glass?
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah, please tell me.
Why Memories? You kept the title of the song. Why it's Memories only?
I think that I wrote it maybe while we were fighting a lot during the pandemic.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, so it just kind of,
Beautiful.
summed up what was going on. That's it.
That's it.
All right.
Beautiful.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank
See
you.
you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.